So yeah, honestly, you being such a Renaissance man, you have so many gifts, so many talents, and can seemingly multitask really good. But we always come back, don't we? When we have a session, when we come together, it seems to get really focused, and
Yes.
it always comes back into what is going on inside your heart. What is the deepest motive and the reasons why you're doing anything, Because that power that exists in your heart is the power. It's the power that conquers all.
Yes, absolutely, for sure.
And I'm always thrilled when we talk, because I just feel that once you're balanced, when you are multifaceted, so to speak, like a diamond that's going off in all
Directions, all the places that I'm shining and running, yeah.
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah, it is.
Because you want to be awakened. You want the realization.
Right.
You want the cosmic consciousness.
That's absolutely right. Which is what I've been seeking and going through my entire life, seeking, exploring, and looking for that. But what's great when we connected is even when I think I'm in my being present in the present moment life, you even helped me bring it back to, Steve, let's even be more present in every breath. So you and I have really been talking about, and I've been thinking about that a lot lately, about in deep breaths, but also just in my every moment breaths, about honoring God, honoring spirit, honoring life. So thank you for that gift, because it's even beyond my living present in the present moment. It's living in every breath at the deepest of, what was the conversation we had the other day about, you were saying about the choice that we get to choose to love our higher power, God, and that's how powerful that was when we were talking about that. And how most people would go, whoa, that's like, yeah, how's that concept work, right?
And not only that, but how Source or your higher power is saying, please do that, because the co-shared bliss that we then can share with each other is going to be, that transcendent clarity, which then puts perfect clarity on all of your things that you're doing. And in every conversation that you have, and then in the creativity that runs through your brain. And because I know you operate by creativity, but still that, man, I'm creative, but you're like, Steve, you're in your mind. You need to pull that back. What was the question I asked you the other day? I said, we were talking about this concept that I thought, wow, that's so deep and that's so intense. I said, but Tom, how will I, in my Iggy book or in my speaking, how will I get that message across to people or to the masses or to the people that don't quite think or feel that way? And you said, how about just starting in your own heart? How about just starting there? And don't let that unfold. So I thought that was very profound. And again, that was kind of me getting back to my ego versus Iggy. Here I was asking this question that I thought was so spiritual about how am I going to get that message to everybody else? Yeah. And you were like, Steve, take a deep breath. And I was like, oh, I popped. Here I was thinking I was in spirit, and I was actually popping back into ego. And you said, Steve, snap out of it. And you said, get into your heart, get into breath. And I was like, completely changed my perspective. I don't have to have the answer right now of how that unfolds. It will unfold as the force of the power. As the force, as the presence is in the here and now. And the joy of life is to not know, is to be open to receive, like update me now. I mean, your higher self is the update me now. And it wants to put in a new idea or a new feeling or more expansive kind of, because you're moving towards cosmic being, right? Back into yourself as cosmic being. It wants to give you the latest and the greatest, fresh off the spirit press, so to speak.
That's right.
And so when we come back to breath, that breath is God. It is the breath of life. It is the presence. It is everything you're looking for. It's just not, okay, I need to pause with the breath. No. Inside the breath, in the oxygen molecule, is pure spirit. Is the love that you're seeking, is the joy, the energy, the healing, the wisdom, the compassion, the forgiveness.
It's all right there.
It's right there, inside that breath.
Right. Well, and it's also in the choice. We were talking about the choice, and I was running late yesterday, and I missed your yoga class. I'd planned on going that, but I ended up in Flossie's class, which is Trisha's sister, right?
Not bad.
So that was good. But she was talking about beyond, and we were, because I was thinking about your conversation and mine about the breath, but she was talking about, I'm sure maybe you've heard this analogy before, about how life in the breath, but that's also every single choice in every single moment. And if you think about that like in a film clip, where you have the cinematography in the film reel, that each of those clips are segments of those moments in our life. Right. And she was beautifully explaining how, okay, think about your past, your present, and your future. All of those are little clips. Right. And then stop and think about if you snipped each one of those and you stack them on top of each other, and realizing all of those now are in the present moment, but the decisions or the breath that we're making in that present moment not only affects the past, but can affect the future, but most importantly, just affects the present. So it was kind of an interesting thing to take from your conversation and mine about the breath, being present, not having to have the answers. And I thought, wow, I really love that analogy of realizing, even though I talk about and learn about living in the present moment, and the past is gone and the future isn't here yet, I do realize a decision I make today in my life, in my health, in my family, or my business, that in this moment, if I make that decision, can affect situations of past relationships I have with people that may be affected differently in the future relationships, right? So the impact of that stuff that you and I are working on, it just kind of really brought it all very collectively.
Well, is another way to say that, the future is now. Whatever you are right now is your future. So you want your future to be better as the day goes on today, this moment. This moment
we're having right now.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful for that you're sharing with me.
Like we always are totally present to each other. The heart center is open and kind of sharing some special stuff. The mind is clearing out, and our souls are really communicating on a deep soul-to-soul level, which is what? The oneness.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome, Steve.
Awesome.
It's always a joy, man.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Always a joy to connect with you.